Hey, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about the best ways to get your house ready to sell. Hey, I'm Gatewood, Principal Broker of Gatewood Properties in Kentucky. Appreciate you tuning in. Today we're going to talk about what are the best ways to get your house ready to put it on the market and to sell, and hopefully within the top dollar and the least time frame, which is definitely what you want to try to do. So one thing to kind of preface everything is I want you to think about, as you're walking through your house, through your property, put on the lens of a buyer. What's the buyer seeing? What's the buyer thinking about when going through the property? So it can be a little tough when you live in the house and you've been in it for a short period or a long period, you kind of don't notice things as much. So it's kind of resetting the mindset to be looking at it that way. And what I'm gonna do is gonna go through just 5 key areas of how to best prepare and be ready. And number 1 is, as I think is the most important, less is more. So the key in this situation is you want to really get organized and get as little as possible. And that can be through bookshelves, floor space, everything. And when I mean everything, I mean including your closets. You want to have as much floor space as possible in the closets. You want to organize everything. And I don't mean you have to organize like every color code, everything like that, but it's just creating the space of less is more. And by that, when people come in, they see the space more open, they're able to see themselves in that space more. So one thing to that is you're like, I've got a lot of stuff, this or that, I'm in a transition, moving, whatever it might be. Don't be afraid to get a storage unit. That's okay. If you need to get some stuff removed from the property, don't be afraid to get a short-term storage unit for it, because the key is less is more. It's what I just reiterate to clients all the time, and we found to be most successful in terms of being able to see the property, show the property, everything. Number 2 on the list, after you've done all of the less is more and consolidated and gotten as much cleared out as possible, the next thing is a deep clean. And by deep clean, I don't mean just like, oh, I'm gonna do a clean. I mean a deep clean. I'm talking baseboards, windows, cabinets even. That's really what we're trying to do, is just get it as clean as possible with it. And as well, if you're too busy, you've got too much going on, especially if you're worn out after getting everything organized and everything, don't be afraid to hire that out. There are a lot of really good professional cleaning companies that can come in and take care of that for you for not too bad of a cost with it. Number 3 on the list would be yard prep. So what we're thinking about in this is great first impressions. That's what we're looking at. So talk about the landscaping. Want to trim the bushes back, trees, if there's a lot of overhang with that. Mulch or rock, whatever you have, freshen that up. And as well as you're heading toward an edge as well, if you can also do that for sidewalks or the actual landscape itself. And we're trying to just get a good first impression, like I'm saying. If you're going toward the front door, make sure paint's touched up, both on the door or around the areas. If there's some rotted wood, if you've got wood rather than a vinyl or aluminum, you want to make sure that's good. The fascia, you don't want anything that's hanging down around the eaves of the house, things like that. You want to make sure that's all intact as well. Get everything pressure washed, cleaned, make sure everything's intact and in a good spot. And don't be afraid to add some flowers or a new doormat to it. You could afraid, I don't want to spend it or whatever. You take the doormat to the new house, get a good welcome mat, get it fresh, get some color around it, and that'll make a big difference and a good first impression before somebody walks into the house. So you just really want to get everything on the exterior looking solid before somebody comes in. Number 4 on the list would be repairs. So again, we're coming back to the mindset of if I'm a buyer walking through this house, you want to make sure your doorknobs aren't loose, handles, the doors are open and closing well. A big one is light bulbs. So, and the good thing is now with all the LED light bulbs, you can go through and you've got, say, a dining room fixture or a bathroom fixture, maybe one's out or they're different colorations. If you've got a set with 4 bulbs, 2 of them are different colors, just change them all out. Run to the local hardware store, get all of them the same color, same hue with that, and then just it's gonna make it pop. It'll make a big difference. I see that a lot with buyers as they walk in rooms and be like, just get that good even lighting. And that's the key. You wanna make sure that the light looks good and it's even, like I'm talking about. So number 5 is be showing prepared. So along the lines of clean and everything else, the staging, the making it look right, what we're thinking about when somebody comes into the property is you want them to kind of be going to the property the same way they would where the pictures were, ideally, right? So it's difficult, it can be stressful, showings, kids, animals, all that kind of stuff in and out of the house. So being shown prepared though is such a key. And there are a few items, there are a few things you can do if possible. If you're still living in the house, what you want to be able to do is before somebody comes in and schedules a showing, they get confirmed. Obviously, like I said, you want to make sure it's clean. But also, if you can flip the lights on, and that way agents aren't looking for it to try to flip the lights on. As soon as they walk in, boom, it just pops. The house is ready. Get the shades open, curtains back. They give it a lot of natural light, and that way, again, people aren't looking to room be like dark or whatever that might be. So it makes it look, just give a fresh look to everything. As well, continue with having surfaces cleaned. So along the lines of having the less is more, when you have your kitchen surface out, or your bathroom surface, put the soap dispenser down away. Don't leave your toothbrushes out. Don't leave your toaster out, and try to clear all that up. As well, you want to make sure the trash is out because you don't want a smell that's occurring. You want to clean up from after your pets, whether they're indoor litter boxes or outdoors with the dog. People are going to be walking through the property, going through. You don't want them to be kind of watching out for the landmines out there or having that smell from an interior perspective as well. Again, make sure that the dishes are put away and just a good clean look that someone can help envision themselves there, because that's really what you're looking for. Is you want people to come in and be like, I can see myself in the space. They start mentally putting their furniture where it needs to be, and that's where it comes in, where all these different things. So to recap, less is more. It's huge. Have a deep clean. Make sure it's a good first impression. The yard looks good as soon as you're walking in. From there, as soon as the buyers pull up. Repairs. Think about, if I'm the buyer and walking through the house, what's it going to look like? And then, like I said, be showing prepared. Be ready to have, not just from an exterior perspective, but an interior perspective. When somebody comes in, just make that a smooth transition. Make that a smooth experience for the buyer. So those are kind of the 5 main key areas with that. Sometimes there can be some specific questions related to this stuff regarding repairs, or maybe some specific staging questions. You look at bookshelves, like how many books did I put on here? Like, how do I arrange this? How do I arrange my mantle? Whatever that might be. And that's what I'm here to help with. If you have any real estate questions whatsoever, I'm happy to help. Just reach out to me. And I'm happy to talk through these things with you and guide you through the process, because that's what I'm here for. So if you haven't already, check out the subscribe button on it, and check out some other videos that I talk about Louisville, Kentucky, and as well about the real estate, specific things to help you as a buyer, seller, or whatever that might be. So look forward to talking to you soon, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.